Welcome to Oil and Gas Investor Headlines for the week ending in March 10th. I'm your host, Heather Houghton. Before we get started, I want to take a moment to invite you to join us at Hart Energy's Doug Bakken and Niobrara Conference, March 15th and 16th. Just go to dougbakken.com. World leaders gathered this week in Houston for CERAWeek by IHS Markit. From Canada's Prime Minister to the head of the EPA, many leaders discussed the oil and gas industry's future. OPEC's Secretary General spoke at CERAWeek, dismissing a price war between OPEC and U.S. shale. He said he just preferred if the U.S. shale revolution was done in a, quote, orderly fashion without triggering the severe cycle. There were also discussions about possibly extending the current production quota. In another discussion, the International Energy Agency Executive Director said a second wave of U.S. shale oil growth that will pump the U.S. oil production by 1.4 million barrels per day won't be enough to meet rising global demand without significant investment. He said that could lead to another round of price volatility. And ExxonMobil chairman and CEO Darren Woods made headlines saying the supermajor plans to spend $20 billion in the U.S. Gulf Coast states to build a manufacturing powerhouse. Woods says this investment would be over the next decade and would create over 45,000 jobs.
The supply is here, the demand is there. We want to keep connecting those dots. As we look forward, our opportunity is to grow. It is also our responsibility.
Permian Basin A&D is still outpacing last year at this time, and we're seeing another deal in the Delaware. Resolute Energy entered into a $160 million deal to increase its holdings in Reeves County, Texas by 28%. In total, Resolute will hold about 21,000 net acres in Reeves upon closing this acquisition, which is expected in May. For more on these stories and others, head on over to oilandgasinvestor.com. See you next week.
To stay up to date on the most recent Hart Energy videos, subscribe to our YouTube channel by clicking here.